Linda Gilroy, MP for Plymouth Sutton. Malcolm, we've got the energy bill coming up tomorrow. Really important piece of legislation.
Sure.
Fits in with the climate change, which I know my constituents are very worried about. So I'm really keen to know how you view the opportunity for renewable energy to contribute.
I think renewables, it's not the whole answer. There's no one thing, there's no silver bullet actually, but renewables is a large part of the answer, and the government already has major plans to see an expansion of renewables, and a big segment of the energy bill is about reforming our renewables policy. I think where we are now is that some technologies like the wind farms, yes, the wind turbines, are becoming more commercially viable. They're not quite there. They still need support. But we've got other technologies, the one I know you're very interested in, the sort of marine energy technologies. How can we use the power of the sea? You've got the wave hub there, of course, but a tidal power, wave power too. These are newer technologies which we're going to give more support to under the reform of what we call the renewables obligation. I'm very ambitious for those kinds of marine technologies in the future as part of a renewable energy policy.
Because people say that if we move at the speed we're going at the moment, we won't anywhere near meet our targets to produce energy by renewables.
Well, no, I'm convinced we're going to hit targets, and following the whole of the European Union signing up to yet more ambitious targets for renewables, we can't be complacent. We're going to be putting in place more policies in the future to tackle that. But I tell you what I want to do is make sure that some of these technologies are ones where Britain can lead the world, and we're an island people. We have pretty rough seas, big tides, and surely it's things like tidal and wave power where we can lead the world. So it'd be good for British industry, good for industry in your part of the world, but actually good for climate change and energy supply.
So one of the things that worries a lot of my constituents is nuclear energy, and the announcement that's been made recently, which if I understand it correctly, is that if industry are interested, then it will be given the go-ahead subject to planning and all the rest of it. Why can't we manage without nuclear energy?
Well, if I seriously believed that we could, I wouldn't have been recommending nuclear alongside other government ministers. It'd be nice to think that there's a sort of easy answer. The easy answer might be more renewables and all of us becoming more energy efficient. That's a fool's paradise. That's not the whole answer. Some of our energy supply is now in decline. Oil and gas from the North Sea is beginning to run out. It's certainly in decline. We already get about a fifth of our electricity from the nuclear reactors we have. That's really now in very steep decline. So where will our energy come from in the future? Answer, several answers. It's a mix of things that we need. I think alongside renewables and other forms, we need nuclear, partly because it is clean energy. It doesn't throw out the carbon dioxide emissions, which are so seriously damaging our planet, partly because nuclear is what I call homegrown energy, like renewables. We produce it ourselves. We don't have to rely on foreign powers, foreign countries, some of which, in terms of their lack of democracy, are pretty dodgy places. So for those reasons of energy security, and that means national security and global warming, I think that nuclear power, properly implemented, has a part to play.
Well, I'm certainly interested to scrutinise that. I think we're certainly going to have some terrific challenges to meet our climate change targets, especially if the committee recommends that that has to go up to 80% by 2050. Can I just finally ask you what's often referred to as the fifth fuel, energy efficiency? Does that have any place in this particular bill? I know it's a passion of yours, a lifelong passion of yours. But
well, people would call it the fifth fuel. I would say it's the first priority. I think any sensible energy strategy starts by saying, look, how can we reduce demand for energy by becoming more energy efficient? Now that has implications for a new generation of cars, motor cars and transport. One day it'll have implications for aviation. It certainly has implications for our buildings. And I'm very proud of the fact that not my department, but the Department of Communities and Local Government are saying that in terms of housing construction, by 2016, and that's quite soon now, we will only allow in Britain the building of zero carbon housing. So housing is going to be a major driver. But you're right, Linda, that energy efficiency is absolutely crucial. But that's not the whole answer. We still need the energy supplies in the future, hence our decisions about renewables, hence our serious judgment about nuclear. If we're going to get on the right side of climate change and have the energy supplies we need in Britain, we're going to need to do a whole range of things. And this week's energy pill is not the whole answer, but it's part of the answer.
Okay, well, I'll be following it with interest. I'm hoping to serve on the climate change bill, so it's obviously going to be very important to the climate change bill that we get the energy mix right.
I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.